I spend a lot of time during my training doing active stretching. It's a big part of our routine that helps keep me fresh and keep me from getting injured.
Yeah, I mean, the active stretching is to us a fundamental part of the program in keeping you healthy, preventing injuries. It's a great functional warm-up as well as a functional warm-down, The keys with this is, we tend to work from the ground up, so normally what we'd like to start with is actually, starting with the calves. So actually, let's have you come up first, and what you're going to do is, we can pull that stretcher over aside, is just work by working the shin muscles, tibialis anterior, all the muscles that bring the foot into dorsiflexion, while at the same time stretching soleus and gastroc and down into the Achilles. Distance runners, Achilles heel often is their Achilles heel. So what we'll do is keep it a nice fluid motion. You're actively engaging the muscles in the front to stretch the muscles in the back. It really pumps a lot of blood into there and keeps it nice and loose. So 6, 8, 10 reps, keeps you nice and solid. Move on to the next one, and then you're in good shape. So let's go from there, and then after the calves, we tend to go up and work the hamstrings. So a hamstring is a 2-joint muscle. So what we like to do here is start easy with you and just do a bent leg hamstring stretch. So you're working kind of that lower portion. You should probably feel it behind the knee. You feel it in there?
Yeah, I feel it back.
Yeah, so what you're doing is you're working that quad, and really the rope is just there to use as an assistance. So again, pumping blood into the muscles, focusing on good quad extension, really stretching that hamstring as it attaches behind your leg. Good, nice stretch, keeps it solid, and should loosen up the lower part of that hamstring. So then the next one we work into is what we call a straight leg hamstring stretch. So in this one, as you try to progress, you're trying to keep that knee locked in by real tight hip flexors and quads. They're lifting the leg up from the ground. You're using the rope just kind of at the top end of the motion. The front of the leg is doing most of the work. The rope assists for that last 10 degrees. How's that feel?
Good, yeah, that's the beauty of active stretching is really isolating that quad and really working it to pull back up. I find that can then stretch further with my hamstring than I otherwise could.
Yeah, I mean, in kinesiology, there's something called reciprocal inhibition. So if you're working a muscle, its opposite muscle, in this case the hamstrings, should be turned off in the brain. So it's a much safer and effective way to stretch it without worrying about overstretching it. Nice. Okay. So next off, let's see if we can work on that inner thigh or adductor muscles. So we're going to work the abductors outside of the leg, IT band, glute medius minimus, to stretch adductor brevis, longus, and all those guys on the inside that kind of pull that leg across the midline. So if you keep functionally working the outside, you're going to feel a big stretch all the way down towards your knee. Excellent. Nice and smooth. Again, 6, 8, 10 reps. You want to repeat and always do stretches on both sides of your legs. So now on the other side, what we'll do is the hip abductors, or the outside. So we wrap a rope around the outside of your leg, and now we're going to work the muscles that we just stretched to stretch the muscles we just worked. So you're going to bring that leg across the body. I'll get out of your way here. And working the adductors, stretching that outside line. Distance runners like you always worry about IT band problems, messes up patella tracking. We don't want to get that dreaded runner's knee. You're going to feel this stretch sometimes all the way down from the outside of your ankle all the way up if that whole lateral line is tight.
Yeah, I can really feel that all the way from here, all the way up to my
Exactly.
hip.
Those long runs, especially when you're pounding out on the roads, it's a lot of stress on the joints. Muscles and tendons get tight, so we're looking to just kind of open them up. Excellent. So finish it up with the biggest muscle on the back side of that chain is the glutes. So the glutes, pretty simple. You're just going to bring that knee up towards the chest. You can start. Glutes are big muscles, multiple variations, so you can kind of start bringing it to your same shoulder and then start moving that knee across the midline with your hip flexion to eventually end up at the opposite side of the shoulder. So we can work glute max, glute medius, and glute minimus all the way into the deep hip rotators like the piriformis to really open all that stuff. Keep it really smooth and avoid that dreaded SI pain that so many runners get. Excellent. How's that feeling?
Feel good, feel looser already. I think the great thing about active stretching is that you can do it before you run and after you run. So, because you're working the muscles, so you always hear the debate, is it okay to stretch before I run? With active stretching, since you're using the muscles opposite of the muscle that you're stretching, you can use it both before and after running. It'll help keep you injury-free and feeling good.